What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Talk. As usual, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined today by the man himself, Jay Lonzo. How we doing today, Jalen?
Doing pretty well. How about yourself?
Listen, I can't complain. Despite the fact that the Yankees just had a heartbreaking loss, we have a little bit of a different topic to talk about, and that's Brian Cashman's recent comments about the club, right? Pretty interesting. But before we get into that, everyone be sure you guys know the deal by now. Like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season, even on off days. So stay tuned for all that content. But I don't know if many people saw this because it seems like it flew under the radar a little bit. But former Major League Baseball general manager Jim Bowden, who's very active on the radio waves, he kind of said that he heard from Brian Cashman. And he read the text word for word, and he was talking to Cashman, and Cashman goes, "We suck, but not for long." Now,
Yes.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. It could go one of two ways, and I've seen people of interpreting it multiple ways, right? One, it could either mean that Cashman's very immersed in the trade market right now, and he's kind of thinking, oh, we're going to land like a blockbuster deal, so that's what's going to change from this team. Two, those comments could mean, yes, the team isn't too good right now, but we have a ton of injury pieces coming back from the injured list, right? So we're looking at Luis Severino coming back, Luke Voit, Darren O'Day, Zach Britton, Corey Kluber, and those are the guys that are going to make this team not suck anymore. Or option number three, he could be making those comments with the expectations that we suck, but not for long, in the sense of this team is not good right now, but I'm confident in our guys that they're going to rebound. So it's they're very vague comments from Cashman, but very shocking. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, these are very, I'd say like half of this is not anything that we've ever seen from Cashman. And the other half is very Cashman-esque, right? So we have the first part of it, which I believe is, he told Jim Bowden in confidence, not expecting this to be put on MLB Network or MLB Radio. So I guess we won't be hearing any more Yankee scoops from Jim Bowden because Brian Cashman's not going to trust that guy anymore. But he, him saying we suck and being that open and honest about the team, I don't think at least in my Yankee lifetime fandom or a fandom lifetime, I've never heard him be that honest about a team. He could say we're not where we want to be, or, we have to look to improve in the offseason, things like that we know that the Yankees suck or are not where they should be, but he doesn't really openly say it like that. That's more something that you hear from us on a post game.
Yeah, right.
But so for him to say that, and again, this is all allegedly, we don't know for sure.
I kind of trust Bowden though.
I would hope that Jim Bowden wouldn't lie about this. But just assuming that this is true, for him to say that is definitely shocking. However, the other half of it, we will get better, or not for long, it's very Cashman-esque, and I don't think Yankees fans should be too optimistic about these comments. And not that he's wrong in any way, in any shape or form. I think the Yankees are going to get better, and as guys get healthier, we're missing a good chunk of our team. Luis Severino coming back is going to be huge. Corey Kluber being out has definitely weighed on the starting rotation. We're definitely missing Luke Voit at first base. We haven't really found an answer at first since Luke Voigt's been out. And when he came back, I don't know if he got rushed back, but he got hurt again very quickly. So whatever it is, these guys are definitely going to be reinforcements. I wouldn't expect, as a Yankee fan, Brian Cashman to be hinting at a blockbuster trade. I just think he means, I put together a roster that's better than 4 games or 3 games over 500.
Yeah, and that's kind of the same idea that I took from it, right? However, it seems like when I checked the comments on Twitter to the tweet that was posted regarding the situation, everyone was like, oh, blockbuster coming, like here comes Marte. I think that that's not the case. Because like you said, I think if Cashman was on the verge of making a blockbuster deal, he would not be talking about it at all. Cashman's the biggest guy when he moves in silence, right? And I don't know. I think that when I break down all the options, I'm leaning heavily towards the options 2 and 3, right? 1, he's expecting the Yankees reinforcements to kind of come back as Luis Severino, Corey Kluber, Luke Voit, etc. Or 2, he's kind of looking at this team being they've been underperforming, and I think that they're bound to come around eventually. So I think it's probably the latter of those options. But I mean, it's just like you said, it's kind of shocking to hear that from Cashman because he's not usually the guy who we're going to, I mean, obviously we don't know what he says behind the scenes though, right? Because obviously this is a behind the scenes comment, which is alleged. I mean, I hope Jim Bowden's not lying about it because he would just make himself look like a doofus. But like we said previously, if I'm Brian Cashman, I'm blocking his number.
Yeah.
Like Jim Bowden is never getting a text from Brian Cashman ever again. That's
Unless,
like Jalen. That's like if I text Brian, I'm like, yo, Jalen's just not good at what he does. And then Brian goes out and reports on it.
Yeah, no, but I mean, well, there's also the other thing that we're not considering, which would be even more Cashman-like, and something that I feel like is not completely out of the realm of possibility. Maybe he texted Jim Bowden this and told Jim Bowden to go on MLB and radio network, whatever it was on, and broadcast this to try and light a fire under some of the players, some of the coaches who we have felt like should be on the hot seat. Whether they are or are not, I think that Brian Cashman knows something needs to change. And this could be a method of him trying to spark a fire and let people know, like, hey, listen, the Yankees brass, the guys up top who are making the decisions, we know that things are not going the way they should be, and we're not just content with it. And that's kind of not what we have been accustomed to in the past. We've kind of just seen Hal Steinbrenner think, yeah, this is it, enough, this is good. We'll just kind of run the same lineup out there again for the fourth straight year, and then continue to get exited out of the playoffs. Maybe Brian Cashman is trying to send a message and also to the fans, like, hey, we know we suck, and we just want you to know that it's going to get better. So maybe that's what happened.
I think we have a new nickname for you, Jalen. You know how you like all like Sad Boy Lonzo, Chef Lonzo?
Yeah.
How about Big Brain Lonzo? Because that is honestly like one of the smartest theories I've heard, because it's not that crazy to think about, right?
Yeah.
Because obviously, like we say, like, oh, like Cashman's never going to trust Bowden again. I think the conversation could have been, hey, Cash, like, do you have any comments on the team for me to kind of say on radio tomorrow? And as they're talking, he's probably like, oh, like, we suck, but not for long. And I think Cashman is not stupid and realizes that if he tells Bowden those comments, that they're going to be addressed somewhere in the media later on. And it's a much better look for Cashman if he says it to Bowden and doesn't just like go out on a press conference and says we suck. You know what I mean?
I think a part of playing this game of general manager or like agents, or what a lot of agents will do, you see a lot of this stuff like during the winter meetings, guys, a reporter will saying, I just texted with this guy and he says this, like all that stuff is calculated, bro. Like
for sure.
Baseball, general managing all the player tweet, like all that stuff is calculated. It's all one big game that people are trying to gain leverage on other teams and other general managers. And I think Brian Cashman is one of the best people at that in the business. And I don't put it past him for this to be one of those things as well. Whether that's him doing it for the fans, like we said, doing it for the players, the coaches, the Yankees organization, maybe trying to let other teams know, hey, the Yankees are open for business on the trade market. I can't imagine a scenario where he says something to Jim Bowden and doesn't expect him to say something about it, or know at least that it's fair game.
I agree. But with that being said, I guess we'll have to wait and see whether or not the Yankees are going to be active at the trade deadline. I hope they are, but I don't know if these comments from Cashman necessarily mean that. Maybe it hints to it a little bit that this team is going to improve in one way or another. But with that being said, that is going to wrap things up for today. Appreciate you all for stopping by. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more. We're going live before and after every single Yankees game this season. You guys already know that, though. Also, stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe. We will see you guys next time. Peace.